now that I have my print mostly cut, I'm going to keep it on the bench hook, and I'm going to get my ink ready. So I'm using the black block printing ink and my brayer. And on the piece of plexiglass, the shiny side, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of ink across the top. And what I did was I made the ink about the size of the brayer, about the width of the brayer. So I'm just going to go into the ink and grab a little bit of it, and then go down below the bead of ink and even it out. So I'm picking the brayer up and I'm moving the ink around. And I'm also moving it from side to side, very slightly, like about an inch or a half inch. You have to pick the brayer up at the back to keep it spinning, and that will help even the ink out. If you just keep going back and forth like this, when you're starting to lay the ink out, it won't move around. It'll just kind of stay in the same spot. So it's hard to see probably in the video, but I've got the ink very even now. It's a little bit, it's got a little bit of texture, but it's more like a kind of suede rather than having lots of high bumps on it. If it's too thick on the brayer, it's going to fill in a lot of my fine lines, and you won't see them when you print it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and start rolling one strip at a time on the block. So I'm just going to go back and forth a few times in one spot. Then I'm going to get more ink. I'm not taking any more from the top right now because I think I have plenty on my brayer. And I'm just going to do the next layer. By keeping it on the bench hook, it keeps it from moving around on you. Go all the way off the end. Later we're going to be doing some long strokes that will even the ink out. So I'm going to take a little more ink from the top, and I have to even it out before I go back to my block. And then I'm just going to do the last one. This is my proof. I'm just going to try and see what the print looks like and see where I might need to make some changes or adjustments. So now I'm going to just, without taking more ink, I'm just rolling it in different directions. I can roll it diagonally, I can roll it, and you want to really particularly pay attention to the black areas because they hold a lot of ink and they have a tendency to be a little bit light if you don't get enough ink on it. So that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to put my brayer down, and what I'm printing with now is not the really good Asian paper. I'm just printing with newsprint. So it's just, it's kind of a grayish color, and I've given you several sheets of it. Lay it down on your plate, on your block, and you should have a wooden spoon. Now you're going to burnish the print with your wooden spoon. Alright, so since this is just a proof, I'm going to go ahead and pull it off, and when I do my good print, I'll know to put a little more ink on it. But that looks pretty good. I think it got a little dry up here by the hair, but I'm going to go ahead and cut into some of the hair a little bit more. So I'm just going to, I can look at it now and sort of make some decisions about what I like, what I'd like to change, and where I'd like to do some more cutting.